we've actually talked about this a lot over the years. Fan service. Let me give you the definition of fan service as defined by Wikipedia, just in case you don't know. Quote, material in a work of fiction or in a fictional series that is intentionally added to please the audience, often sexual in nature. Gone sexual! So now, if you didn't know about fan service, now you know. Now, the Atelier franchise has been around, or the Atelier franchise, as you're supposed to say, has been around for decades, and it's about RPG stuff and crafting and character interactions and all that. But it does have some fan service to it. And some would argue that the fan service reached its apex with the Atelier Ryza franchise. Atelier Ryza debuted on the Switch a few years ago. It was the first Ryza game, and it became by far the biggest installment in the Atelier franchise, especially outside of Japan. It has been a major hit for them.
It's my favorite Atelier experience, I think.
I don't
Ryza 3.
Well, Ryza 3 just came out. You already playing it?
Yeah. Well, no, the one that you were talking about was getting all the one that everyone loves, the one that I love.
Well, people love the first and the second. The third just came out, and it's getting great reviews, so they love them all.
I'm so excited to play this third.
So it was a major breakthrough for the franchise. Now, the franchise was successful before, more so in Japan and other places, but this was a major breakthrough for the franchise, and has been welcomed with open arms by audiences around the world. So now the franchise, which has been around for over 20 years, is seeing its best sales ever. So that's great. But fan service was again part of this installment. And by fan service, I haven't played the Atelier games, but I know what the fan service is in relation to Ryza. I want to play Ryza. I've wanted to play Ryza since it came out. I just never did because I wasn't at my not scared of RPGs phase yet. So I really do want to try it out.
You got to play 1 and 2 first.
I'm going to start with 1. Yeah, definitely. But the so I don't know the extent of the fan service in Atelier Ryza, but a lot of it is focused on her thighs. So it's not how you often see like boobs
in Atelier thighs.
But as you can see in the artwork I posted for Ryza 3, her thighs are, I mean, they're, you know, I don't know what to say about them. They're thick. Nice. They've been highlighted with specular lighting. I mean, they certainly are drawing attention. But here's the thing. Atelier Ryza, the first game, had a considerable amount of fan service, and fans noticed that the second one didn't have as much. Now, I haven't played the third, but my understanding is the third has even less than that. So, our friends at Nintendo Life talked to producer Junzo Hosoi about fan service in the games. Yes, Stu?
It was going to be another remark.
So. Go ahead. That's what we're here for.
Okay, so they're going to have less fan service because it's not cool to be a fan anymore. It's insulting to be a fan. You want to be, you know, YouTuber content.
That was
like, you just don't want to be called a fan because it's, you know, it happens all the time.
That's right. That's right. And we've seen how angry that can make people. So they talked to Mr. Hosoi about fan service, and they were like, is it just us, or are you guys moving away from fan service? And Mr. Hosoi says, yes, it is a conscious decision to move away from fan service. We want as many players as possible to pick up and play our games. For this reason, we are constantly listening to the opinions of various players and looking for and coming up with content that they will enjoy again. We would be happy if many people think of Gust Games. Gust is the developer. Koei Tecmo is the publisher. Think of Gust Games when they think of JRPGs. So listen, I respect that. They're like, yes. We had there you go. We had whoever left that comment on me saying listen a lot. I never noticed that I do it a lot. I do it a lot.
Now I listen for it.
I say it all the time, and I will not be stopping. I applaud the developers because they're like, yes, fan service is there. Yes, we are moving away from as much fan service, and we're doing it because we want to welcome in more players, because there are players who are uncomfortable with that kind of thing. There are players who that stuff is not age appropriate for them, and they just want to open up the games to more people in general. So I do applaud that move. If the developers are not being pressured from the outside But inside their own team, they're like, we should stop doing this and move away from this kind of stuff. Then I applaud their decision because it's what the developers want. If the developers were getting pressure from the outside and they didn't want to make that move, then I'm like, that's a tough thing. You don't want to make players upset. What are you going to do here? Do you feel that's a component that is core to the experience? That's another conversation to have. But here the developers are like, we made the decision. We want to reach a wider audience. So I applaud it. But fans are upset because they want to be serviced because, it's been a part of the franchise, like I said. So a lot of people enjoy that content. And I am not here to tell you that's wrong. You can enjoy boobs, butts, and thighs, dicks, all you want. Doesn't matter. Whatever you enjoy, if it's fan service content, then that's fine. That's completely fine.
So maybe I missed the beginning of the story. So the fan service we're talking about is kind of like lewd female drawings.
Did you miss the whole thing? Yeah, I literally gave the definition of fan service. Here, I'll read it to you.
Creepy-ass fans.
Fan service is I'm going to get into another part of it.
It bothers me that people seem to always assume that the fan service is sexual in nature. I don't know. I don't know why that bothers.
Yes, you could have fan service in other ways,
but in this case, it is sexual in nature.
Yes. Well, let me again read the definition according to Wiki. Quote, material in a work or fiction or in a fictional series that is intentionally added to please the audience, often sexual in nature, end quote. So here's the other thing. Fan service is not an anime thing. Fan service is a medium thing. It's in Game of Thrones. The first season of The Witcher in particular. This is a regular TV show thing and it's a regular movie thing. I just look at it more on TV show because there's more content in general. But you can tell all the story of Game of Thrones without the nudity that's in it, or at least most of the nudity. And a lot of that stuff is in there for no other reasons than to entice the viewer and get them to watch because they want to see boobs and butts. So, I mean, fan service is all over the place. This is not an anime thing. This is not a game thing. It's just a thing that is done to get people to titillate people.
That
tantalize.
I get I like butts over boobs, but thighs.
Boob.
Thighs don't get
That's
enough
the other
recognition. I gotta tell you, it's, girl thighs, boy thighs, non-binary thighs. If it's a good pair of chunkers, I'm in.
Oh, listen, I'm not afraid to say that Ryza's thighs are great. I mean, they drew them that way, and they are meant to be a focal point of the character, so I understand it. The fan service is there.
There's definitely a fan base for thick thighs, I've noticed.
And they just announced that Atelier, I believe it was Ryza in particular. Yeah, Atelier Ryza is getting an anime adaptation, and they put out a trailer for that. And the trailer, if you're not getting the fan service you want from the games anymore, watch the anime.
Trailer will have you, Ryza,
because it is very much utilizing the fan service approach, without a doubt.
Oh, sorry, there's a horrible gif in the Discord.
I'm going into the Discord to find. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's fan service right there. Watermelon fan service and thigh fan service.
I mean, I feel like they should have a bowl underneath that. That's usable still. I wouldn't eat it, but someone can eat that.
Are you sure you wouldn't eat it?
I mean, I'd eat that over poop flavored something.
Gonna pay good money for that.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
That is a very good point. What are we talking about? Go to the Discord to find out. So
that SpongeBob thigh is amazing.
Kylie and Tom.
Those are your legs, Robbie.
Put a great picture of SpongeBob's gams. You really think my legs look like that? I'm honored. Not that yellow though. I'll take the definition, but not the yellow.
You're always pointing at them like that.
Actually, your arms kind of look like that too.
Not those socks either. You're not going to catch me dead in socks that high. But. PC says my fitness goal is always Sonya Blade thighs. That could kill a man. That's true. She's done it. Yeah, that's very true. So there you go. The internet's kind of in an uproar over this because they're like, fan service is a part of the franchise, and they're not wrong. But the developers are deciding they would like to move away from that. So.